But it has been a rough last 3 or 4 weeks, really, for that matter. Today, we are sunny the next few days. That general trend looks to stay in control. All the way through Thursday, I'm calling it warm and dry. What we will watch, and I'll say this starts Wednesday, some fire concerns. They will make a return. We all know how serious to take that. And then we will be watching our next system. That's really Thursday night to Friday. I'll tell you at this point, it's far out, but it is looking like a more wind event versus rain and snow. Let me show you the big picture because it is a very slow moving pattern. Here we are by Sunday into the day on Monday. This ridge of high pressure, that means warmer temperatures. It's just south of Denver and it is locking in the heat day by day. We're continuing this warming trend. Here's a simpler way you can visualize that. 53, that's where we typically are for this time of the year. I get this, by Monday, 70. Making a return. That'll likely be the most comfortable day of the week, at least warmest. It's a Monday we can look forward to. We don't get that all too often. Outside right now, no concerns, no clouds. The sun is slowly setting right near average for today. A 6 o'clock sunset. Tomorrow it's 7:01 to 7:02. You do see any evening plans, you'll be good to go. We hold off on clouds. Temperatures, they're relatively mild, at least through 10 o'clock. But here's what happens. Teens, 20s, as well as some single digits and teens for the high country. A lack of cloud cover means cooler nights, but in turn, it's also going to mean your warmer days. Some 50s and 60s out across the eastern plains with 40s, 50s for the high country. Statewide, you're talking 10 to 20 degrees up above where we typically are. With that said, no fire concerns for tomorrow. The winds are calm. We've picked up some very beneficial moisture. Why not break out the grill if you get the chance? By 3 o'clock, 67 degrees. It is sunny. It is mild. And as I said, this is the key. The winds will be calm, so you are good to go for the day tomorrow. 67 in Denver, 65 at the airport, some upper 60s for northern portions of I-25, and the sun, it'll be out in full force. The car wash weather, it's in full effect. You got green across the board for the day today. If you haven't already, tomorrow and Monday. And I've learned my lesson with the wax, but you should be good to go. The winds, they won't get above 10 miles per hour through the day on Monday. It's about, 60 hours to go with calm winds. Get the car washed if that's something on your to-do list. I told you Monday is a very comfortable day, 70 degrees. And get this, La Junta to Lamar, Burlington, you could be talking 80 degrees, our first warmest day probably of the year so far. A real nice, comfortable one, at least if you're looking forward to spring. If you're not, here's where our change does arrive. It's not until Friday. It's a very strong low pressure system. I will tell you that. It's the next big thing, but it's too far to the north and fast at this point, so it's going to be a wind maker. What I was saying, though, the storm is there, the storm chance, so it is something we will watch because admittedly it is about 6 days out still at this point. You take a step back, look at the extended forecast. We are looking at 60s and 70s across the board with sunshine. All we'll really be watching is for the day on Friday. That's where we get cooler temperatures after getting spoiled all week.
We are so spoiled. Speaking of the grill forecast,